I don't get it. What is with the general consensus, the whole geek mythos? I mean, what is it about stuff like this that makes us immature or lame or bad and somehow? What is it by category? I mean, people make money off of this. There's entire industries devoted to this fandom. In D&D, you use every part of your brain all the time. If you're not just playing a smash and grab campaign, which I can't even find one anymore. I mean, people make money off this arts and crafts stuff. I think that's why I haven't heard any criticism yet, because, I mean, look at Oprah, look at Ellen, look at Martha Stewart. I don't have to compare myself to them, because I really, I'm just using other people's ideas. Well, except for the whole dice bag thing. That was mine. That was fucking sweet. And, Hi guys, welcome to Critical Hit Corner again. As you might have noticed, I've got better camera quality and lighting now, because I'm not just filming this out of my room. Today I'm going to show you something that I've wanted to show you since the very beginning of Critical Hit Corner. I'm going to show you how to age paper. Now it's very simple, yet kind of dangerous if you are a young child or a moron. So, if there are any kids watching this show, God forbid, please get your parents to help you with this. Now, all you'll need is a deep-welled baking pan, some coffee or tea. It doesn't have to be fresh, but it has to be pre-brewed, or at least have to brew it on spot, and then some normal printer paper. Well, here's how it's done. First, you bring your coffee or tea to a boil. As you can see, mine's already been simmering, so it's time to dunk my paper. Now, plain white printer paper should work, but you're free to use any type that you need. Maybe you want slightly darker than any stain from tea or coffee can give you, so you might want to use newsprint. I'm not covering that today, though. Well, once you put your paper in and it's completely submerged, you want to wait about 2 minutes. Now, if you have a good supply of tea in there, or coffee, whichever one you use, you shouldn't have to reposition it or worry about dark spots, but anything can happen in more than 2 minutes. Now, I'm using coffee because I don't actually have tea handy. But tea actually does give you a darker, more pleasing shade. So I suggest experimenting on your own, because who knows, I might be using a wrong type of coffee or a wrong type of tea. And you gotta see what works for you best. Now, something I should mention is that although I did bring my coffee to a boil in the deep boil baking pan over the burners, I also reset it to simmer, because if you just let it boil over at full blast, it'll create dark spots and burns in your paper. So a good light simmer, as light as you can get it while it still shows activity and steam. And alright, it's about time to get our paper out. Now I have to use a spatula to fish the paper out of the mix. But once it's out, it's very cool to the touch. Well, actually, it's a little warm, but you're not going to burn your hands. Well, you might want to let it just sit over, turning it on its corner so all of the excess coffee can just drain out in a drizzle. Once you've taken care of that, you have a nice, dark piece of coffee-stained paper. Now, as far as drying goes, you can hang it up on a little clothesline. You can just lay it out flat somewhere and let it dry naturally by air. You can even use a hairdryer. But the clothesline and the tactic I'm showing you right now are my favorite. I've got another baking sheet lying over top of the burners of the stove. Now the burners aren't on because that would warp the baking sheet and burn your paper. But it is heated to the point where this will cool a little bit faster than just a dry, average countertop. We'll come back to this in a few minutes. And here we are. I'm going to show you how to go that little extra mile. If you want to make your paper look more than aged, a little haggard, like it's been in a fire or almost lost through many journeys, then you want to burn the edges. That's a great way of adding some character to your paper. Now there's a few ways to do this. I prefer to use a soldering iron to, well, let me just show you. Take the soldering iron and make sure this is over a plate because you don't want to ruin your countertop with the heat. Now this is a little piece of paper I've already aged and I've been experimenting on. As you can see, I've gotten most luck from this area right here. The way that I did this is I stretched the paper out flat, kept my fingers wide across it, and then just pushed up with this and slowly stretched it across the underbelly of the paper until the burn came through. You just want to keep doing this until you've burned whatever section you like, or if you burn all the edges of the paper, whatever tickles your pickle. And well, wait, did I just say tickles your pickle? Oh, I was doing such a good job, wasn't I, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, well, anyway, now we put the soldering iron over here for now, and I'm going to show you, well, I don't really even have to show you this. Just cut how you wish. You can be as exact as you want, you can be as sloppy as you want, you can make it into a fun shape, or probably not as straight as that since it's supposed to look like it's burned. And just have fun with it. Mark it up. You could even use a cigarette head, but since I don't smoke, I didn't really show you that part. Oh look, the ants are out. I'll be back. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen. It only torched for a minute. Huh. That's weird. But yeah, don't do that. That was for sheer comedy. I don't advocate that. That's dangerous. I could have blown my hand off. I mean, but that's what the internet's about, right? Teenage boys doing really stupid shit with explosives. But yeah. I'm not gonna get sued for this, so kids, don't do it. Disclaimer, don't be a jackass. Now when your paper is done drying, your products should look something like these. Now as always, you are encouraged to come up with your own staining methods and drying techniques and send them in to me. And if I find enough error with my own methods, I might just do a revamp, submit yours, and give you credit. Well, I guess that's really all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the update. Good night and happy gaming.